What if, at this very moment, other universes were being born? This audiobook immerses you in one of the most striking hypotheses of modern physics, the existence of baby universes, distant regions of space where, arising from a quantum fluctuation, new cosmos could be sprouting, each with its own laws, its own time, and its own matter. If this were true, what does it say about our universe and about us? A fascinating exploration that connects frontier science with the deepest questions about our place in reality. To put it in perspective, think of a giant tree with many branches extending in various directions. Each branch represents a distinct universe with its own characteristics, laws, and possibilities. What if I told you that our universe is just one of those branches, one of the many that grow in the vast cosmos? The exploration of these baby universes is not only intriguing, but could also help us better understand the mysteries of our own home in the universe. The concept of baby universes arises from modern theories in physics and cosmology. But why is it relevant to discuss this now? In a world where science is advancing by leaps and bounds, exploring these ideas becomes more accessible and exciting. The search for answers to fundamental questions leads us to rethink our existence and the place we occupy in the vast universe. As we delve deeper into the topic, let's consider the following question. How do these baby universes form? Imagine that during the creation process of our own universe, small bubbles are produced that separate and begin to develop independently. Each of these bubbles could become a baby universe, with its own characteristics and physical laws. This concept is as astonishing as it is perplexing, suggesting that reality is much richer and more diverse than we usually think. The exploration of baby universes also raises questions about the nature of time and space. What does time really mean if each universe can have its own chronology? What would happen if we could travel between these universes and experience different realities? The idea that we might be just one of many versions of existence is truly fascinating and invites us to reflect on the complexity of the cosmos. When talking about baby universes, it is essential to consider how science has arrived at these conclusions. Theories about the Big Bang, inflation, and the multiverse are just the tip of the iceberg. Modern physics provides us with tools to investigate and question our understanding of the universe. It is not just science fiction, it is a genuine quest for answers to questions that have persisted throughout history. It is inevitable to wonder, are we really unique in the vast cosmos? The notion of baby universes suggests that infinite possibilities exist, each with its own story and development. Perhaps in some parallel universe, the history of humanity has taken a completely different course. The implications of this are profound and could change our perception of life and existence. The idea that we might share space with other realities also brings with it a series of ethical and philosophical dilemmas. If other universes exist, how do they relate to us? Could we one day find a way to communicate or interact with them? The search for answers to these questions is not only scientific but also touches on aspects of philosophy and morality. In this journey toward understanding baby universes, it is crucial to address human curiosity. The history of science is filled with people who dared to question what seemed impossible. From ancient philosophers to contemporary scientists, all have sought to unravel the secrets of the cosmos. The exploration of baby universes is, in a way, an extension of that quest, a step further into the unknown. The interest in baby universes is also reflected in popular culture. Movies, books, and television series have begun to touch on these concepts, bringing science into the collective consciousness in an entertaining way. But how close to reality is all of this? The answer is complex, as science and fiction often intertwine, creating a space where imagination can flourish. As we progress in our exploration, we cannot help but wonder what implications the existence of baby universes would have for our understanding of life itself. If there are other worlds, could they harbor forms of life we have never imagined? The biological diversity of a baby universe could be as surprising as our own existence, opening up a world of possibilities and speculations. Reflecting on these concepts, it is important to consider how the search for baby universes may influence our perception of reality. Are we willing to accept that what we consider real might be just a small part of a much larger whole? Openness to new ideas and possibilities can be a path toward a deeper understanding of our place in the cosmos. Ultimately, the exploration of baby universes is not just a scientific issue. It is a journey toward wonder and amazement. It invites us to question our beliefs, expand our vision, and embrace uncertainty. In the end, the fundamental question is not just whether baby universes exist, but what it means for us that they might. In this vast cosmos, the search for answers is as important as the answers themselves. The adventure is just beginning. The Big Bang, that moment when everything we know began to exist, is a fascinating event that marks the beginning of our universe. But what exactly is the Big Bang? To understand it, we can imagine an uninflated balloon. Before it is inflated, the balloon is just a tiny point. Now think of that point as the universe in its primordial state, a singularity where all matter and energy were concentrated. In an instant, that point exploded, rapidly expanding and giving rise to everything around us, stars, planets, and even ourselves. This event not only created our universe, but also laid the groundwork for an even more intriguing idea, the possibility that other universes exist, the so-called baby universes. But how can such a monumental event give rise to more than one universe? The answer lies in the implications of the Big Bang and what happened right after that explosive moment. As the universe began to expand, it cooled rapidly. This process was not uniform. There were small fluctuations in energy and density. These irregularities may have created the necessary conditions for new universes to form in certain places. Thus, from our own Big Bang, other universes could have emerged, like bubbles in a sea of foam. Each bubble would be a baby universe with its own physical laws and characteristics. But what is the relevance of exploring this? Why should we care about universes we have never seen? The idea of baby universes is not just an exercise in imagination. It has profound implications for our understanding of reality. If there are other universes, what does that mean for us? It means that our existence could be just a small part of a much larger whole, a vast multiverse full of possibilities. We could be living in a corner of this multiverse, perhaps even in a universe that originated from a Big Bang different from ours. However, despite how fascinating it may be, some wonder whether the existence of other universes really affects our everyday lives. Does it matter that there are baby universes floating in the vastness of space? The answer might be yes. The way we understand the Big Bang and the creation of additional universes could influence our view of the cosmos, life, and even consciousness itself. The Big Bang theory leads us to question many things. What are the laws of physics that govern these baby universes? Could there be universes where the physical constants are different from ours? Imagining a universe where gravity is weaker or where time flows differently may seem absurd, but it is possible. This leads us to the question, if there is an infinite number of universes, could there be one where things are completely different from what we know? So, what does science tell us about the possibility of these baby universes? Some physicists and cosmologists are working on theories suggesting that the expansion of the universe, like that which occurred during the Big Bang, could be a continuous process. In this scenario, every time an expansion occurs, new universes could be created. Thus, the universe would not be a static place, but a constantly evolving organism, generating universes from its own energy. The idea of baby universes also raises existential questions. If there are other universes, are there other versions of us? Could there be versions of ourselves living completely different lives? These speculations may seem like they are taken from a science fiction novel, but modern physics pushes us to consider these possibilities. Reality could be stranger than we have ever imagined. Imagine a tree with many branches, each representing a different universe. Some branches may be similar to ours, while others may be radically different. In this cosmic landscape, each universe could have its own history, its own destiny. Isn't it exciting to think that there are realities where things could have turned out differently? Exploring the existence of baby universes not only enriches our understanding of the cosmos, but also invites us to reflect on our own existence. What does it mean to be human in a multiverse? How do our lives, our decisions, and our experiences relate to the vastness of what might lie beyond our universe? As we delve into the concept of the Big Bang and its implications, it becomes evident that the quest for answers about baby universes is a journey that goes beyond science. It takes us on a philosophical voyage where curiosity and imagination intertwine. Thus, the story of our universe could be just the beginning of a much larger and more complex narrative. The exploration of the existence of baby universes invites us to dream big. Who knows what discoveries await us in the future? What is clear is that human curiosity to understand the cosmos and our place in it will never cease to be insatiable. As we continue to explore the Big Bang and what may have emerged from it, we are faced with one of the most intriguing questions in science. Are we really the only ones in this vast reality? If you're enjoying this journey through the universe and want to keep exploring more cosmic mysteries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Thank you for being part of this Star Odyssey. The theory of inflation is a fascinating concept that has revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Let's imagine for a moment that the universe is like a balloon. When we inflate that balloon, its surface expands rapidly. In its first moments, just after the Big Bang, our universe experienced a similar expansion, but at a much faster rate. This expansion, which occurred in a fraction of a second, allowed the universe to grow from an infinitesimal size to an enormous one. But what does this really mean for us? In that brief but intense stage, the universe became so large that the irregularities that could have caused the formation of structures, like galaxies or stars, were distributed evenly. But here is where it gets interesting. This expansion not only created the space we know, it also opened the door to the possibility that in that process, other universes could have formed. If our universe expanded in that way, could it be that other universes also came into existence under similar conditions? The theory of inflation suggests that in a corner of the cosmos, where conditions were perfect, bubbles of space-time could have emerged. Each bubble, a universe in itself, might have emerged in the same way that air accumulates in a balloon. Thus, while our universe was expanding, other bubbles or baby universes could have begun to form at the same time. The question is, what is inside those bubbles? Let's imagine that each bubble has its own rules, its own laws of physics. In one of these bubbles, gravity could be stronger, making stars much more massive. In another, perhaps light does not behave the same way it does in our universe. What would it be like to live in a place where the laws of nature are different? This leads us to think about the diversity of possibilities that could exist in those baby universes. Inflation not only explains how the universe expanded, but it also raises an intriguing question. Can these baby universes interact with each other? Like soap bubbles floating in the air, they might sometimes touch, merge, or even burst. If this is possible, could it be that we have ever had contact, even accidentally, with another universe? Let's talk about the scale of inflation. In the time it takes us to blink, the universe could have grown from a microscopic size to unimaginable dimensions. But how can we verify something like this? This is where science comes in. Astronomers and physicists have developed theories and experiments to try to observe the traces of that inflation. Although we cannot directly see these baby universes, could they leave some kind of evidence that we can detect? Now, the idea that our universe is just one of many is not only a scientific question, it also raises profound philosophical questions. If there are multiple universes, each with its own realities, what does that mean for our existence? The notion that there could be versions of ourselves in parallel universes, making different choices, is both fascinating and terrifying. What if in an alternate universe we took a different path in life? The theory of inflation also invites us to reflect on the nature of time. In a universe where time can flow differently, could it be possible that some of those bubbles exist in an eternal state? while others are in constant change? The relationship between time and the expansion of the universe leads us to question how we perceive our own existence. In summary, the theory of inflation not only helps us understand how our universe began, but it also opens the door to the possibility that many more universes exist around us. Each of them could be a completely different world with its own rules and realities. This transforms our perspective on life, the cosmos, and our place in it. The study of inflation and its implications for the existence of baby universes is a constantly evolving field. As we advance in our understanding, the question remains: how many universes could exist and how do they relate to each other? This quest for knowledge is what drives scientists and philosophers to continue exploring the depths of the cosmos, hoping to unravel the secrets of creation and existence. So the next time you look up at the starry sky, remember that you may not be looking only at the stars of our universe, but also at the possible bubbles of other universes waiting to be discovered. The theory of inflation invites us to dream and explore, because in the vast and mysterious cosmos, the possibilities are endless. What is a multiverse, and why should it matter to you? We often think of the universe as a vast void that contains everything we know, from stars to planets. But what if I told you that we might be living only in a part of something much larger? The idea of a multiverse suggests that multiple universes exist, each with its own rules and characteristics. It's like a library where each book tells a different story, but they all share the same shelf. Imagine that every decision we make, no matter how small, could create an alternate universe where a different choice was made. In this scenario, every time you choose between coffee or tea, a new universe could be created where you took the other option. This opens up endless possibilities, and it can sometimes be difficult to grasp. But how did we arrive at this conclusion? What theories support the existence of these parallel universes? One of the earliest ideas of the multiverse comes from cosmic inflation theory, which suggests that after the Big Bang, the universe underwent rapid expansion. During this period, not only did our universe form, but other universes could have also been created. Each of these universes may have followed a different path in its evolution, leading us to the idea that we might be in a bubble within a sea of bubbles. But why do we accept these theories instead of thinking that only what we can see exists? The answer lies in observations from modern cosmology. Scientists have found patterns and behaviors in the universe that are difficult to explain if we consider only a single universe. For example, the distribution of galaxies and the cosmic microwave background radiation are data that lead us to think of a more complex reality. It's as if astronomers are detectives trying to piece together a cosmic puzzle, and each piece suggests that there is more than one story to tell. Multiverses are not just a theoretical concept, they also have profound implications. What if universes could interact with each other? Imagine two bubbles floating in infinite space that suddenly touch. Such a collision could release energy in unimaginable ways and might even affect life in those universes. But could we ever observe these interactions? The answers are still uncertain, but the idea sparks fascinating curiosity. In the realm of quantum physics, the idea of parallel universes becomes even more intriguing. The many worlds interpretation suggests that every quantum event could give rise to a new universe. This means that, at a fundamental level, reality can split into multiple paths at every moment. If you're a science fiction lover, you're probably familiar with stories that explore what could happen in those alternate worlds, but what does that mean for our perception of reality? Furthermore, string theory, which attempts to unify all the forces of nature, also suggests the existence of additional dimensions and therefore parallel universes. Imagine you are in a room with a door that connects to other spaces. Each space could have different rules, different forces, and of course different forms of life. The idea that we might be limited to a single universe is at best simplistic. The cosmological constant is another concept that plays a crucial role in this narrative. It refers to the energy of the vacuum that could be influencing the expansion of the universe. If we consider that this energy can vary from one universe to another, We could have universes expanding at different rates or even collapsing. This means that within the multiverse there is a delicate balance that could sustain a variety of realities. And speaking of realities, what about life in other universes? The possibility that completely different forms of life exist is exciting. Imagine beings evolving in a world where the laws of physics are different, where gravity works differently, or where time flows in opposite directions. This leads us to further question our own existence and the uniqueness of our experience. Astronomical observations continue to challenge our understanding. As telescopes become more powerful, we find evidence that could point toward the existence of these other universes. Each discovery becomes another thread in the complex fabric of cosmology, and each thread brings us closer to understanding our place in the vast cosmos. Finally, philosophy comes into play when we consider the implications of a multiverse. If there are infinite universes, each with different versions of ourselves, what does that mean for our identity? And how does it impact our understanding of life, death, and morality? The questions are profound and often perplexing. The concept of a multiverse is not just a mere whim of science. It is an invitation to expand our minds and reconsider what we think we know about reality. Each theory, each discovery takes us to a new level of understanding, and exploring the multiverse could be the key to unraveling the greatest mysteries of existence. So as we contemplate the vast universe around us, let's not forget that there could be much more waiting to be discovered. Would you dare to explore the unknown? The idea of baby universes may seem like something out of a science fiction novel, but it is actually a fascinating concept that invites us to reflect on the very nature of our existence. What exactly are these baby universes? Imagine that our universe, the vast cosmos we inhabit, is just one of many in an infinite ocean of realities. Every time a new universe forms, we could say it is born like a baby in an environment that may be very different from ours. Baby universes are small bubbles of space-time that emerge from our own universe. But how is it possible for something like this to happen? To understand it, it is helpful to think about how cells reproduce. Just as a cell can divide and give rise to new ones, it is believed that in the fabric of space-time, certain conditions can lead to the formation of these baby universes. However, this is not a simple division process. There is a fascinating complexity behind this idea. One of the most intriguing characteristics of baby universes is that they may have different physical laws and fundamental constants that govern their behavior. Can you imagine a universe where gravity is weaker or where time flows differently? This diversity in the laws of the universe opens up a range of possibilities for how life could develop in those places. Could there be creatures that think in ways completely different from us? What if life there were based on principles that are entirely foreign to those we know? The formation of baby universes is strongly connected to the events that took place during the Big Bang and to the theory of inflation. In those initial moments, the universe experienced an incredibly rapid expansion. But what if, instead of being an isolated event, the Big Bang was just one of many? Imagine a rushing river where each drop represents a universe. Each drop has its own story, its own destiny, and that is what baby universes could be, drops emerging from the current of time and space. But there is something even more surprising. Some scientists suggest that these baby universes could even be connected to each other through structures like wormholes. Can you visualize a tunnel connecting two different universes? That is what theoretical physics offers us. The possibility that parallel universes, although separated, could interact in extraordinary ways. However, these connections are not something we can easily observe. They are more of an idea explored at the frontier of science and imagination. Quantum mechanics, one of the most intriguing branches of physics, also plays a fundamental role in the theory of baby universes. At the quantum level, reality seems to be much stranger than we perceive at first glance. The duality of particles, where they can exist in multiple states at once. suggests that perhaps our own universes are just a manifestation of a much more complex game in which every decision and every event could give rise to a different universe. Can you imagine that every choice you make, from the most trivial to the most profound, could be creating a new universe? Baby universes are not just a theoretical matter, they also have profound implications for our understanding of life and existence itself. If there are infinite universes, what does that mean for our identity? Could it be that in some corner of the multiverse there exists a you who made different decisions? This idea may be unsettling, but it also opens the door to exploring consciousness and what it truly means to be human. Some scientists have suggested that the properties of baby universes may be determined by the cosmological constant, a quantity that describes the energy of the vacuum of space. What if this constant varies from one universe to another? This could result in universes that expand or collapse in different ways, giving rise to an infinite variety of realities. Each baby universe could have its own life cycle, from its birth to its eventual disappearance. However, this is not just about abstract theories. The search for evidence of baby universes has become a hot topic in modern cosmology. Scientists are constantly developing new tools and experiments to try to detect the traces of these universes in the cosmic microwave background, a kind of echo of the Big Bang. What will we say if one day we find evidence that these universes really exist? The answer could change our understanding of reality forever. Ultimately, reflecting on baby universes leads us to question our own existence. If we are part of a multiverse, what role do we play in it? The idea that we might be just a small corner of a vast ocean of realities raises profound questions about the nature of life, death, and everything in between. In the end, exploring the existence of baby universes not only connects us with the cosmos, but also invites us to explore the boundaries of our own consciousness and what it means to be part of this magnificent universe. Quantum mechanics is like a magical world that challenges the rules of what we consider normal. Have you ever wondered how it is possible for subatomic particles to behave in such strange ways? In this universe at tiny scales, reality does not always follow the rules we know. Instead of being predictable, particles seem to act randomly. But what implications does this have for the existence of other universes? In quantum mechanics, every time we make a decision, a door opens to other possibilities. Imagine you are at a fork in the road. You can choose the left path or the right one. In the quantum world, both paths can exist simultaneously, generating different realities. Isn't it fascinating to think that, at a fundamental level, we could be creating alternate universes every time we make a decision? This concept is known as the many worlds interpretation, one of the most intriguing theories emerging from quantum physics. According to this interpretation, every quantum event that occurs not only affects our universe but also creates a branching. Every time a particle splits or behaves unpredictably, a new universe is generated. Thus, we could be surrounded by infinite versions of ourselves in parallel universes, each making different decisions. The idea that the universe behaves like a gigantic web of possibilities raises interesting questions. What if we could access those other universes? What if, at the end of the day, those alternate worlds also house their own stories and realities? Quantum mechanics invites us to reflect on the nature of reality and how our choices shape our destiny in this vast cosmos. But what does this have to do with the creation of baby universes? The relationship is direct. If every quantum event can give rise to a new universe, then at every moment of our existence, we could be generating baby universes from our own. These universes may be tiny versions of our own cosmos, with their own laws and conditions. Visualize a tree with branches extending in different directions. Each branch represents a universe that has formed from a choice or a quantum event. Some of these universes might be almost identical to ours, while others could be radically different. Can you imagine a universe where electricity was never discovered, or one where dinosaurs never went extinct and still walk the earth? Quantum mechanics not only suggests that there are multiple universes, but it also offers us a new way to understand our own place in the cosmos. If every decision we make can ripple out to create a new universe, then every small moment of our lives has a significant impact on the fabric of reality. Now let's talk about the nature of consciousness in this context. If there are multiple versions of ourselves in different universes, which is the true me? Is it possible that in each universe our conscious being inhabits a different reality, experiencing different lives and decisions? This idea leads us to question the very essence of what it means to be human and how our consciousness relates to the infinite. Quantum physics also teaches us that the observer plays a crucial role in reality. By observing a particle, it can behave differently than if we do not observe it. This leads us to wonder, are we, in some way, responsible for the creation of our own universes simply by being aware of them? Consciousness could be a bridge between different realities, connecting our worlds through the act of observation. As we delve deeper into quantum physics, we find that the nature of reality becomes increasingly complex and fascinating. The questions that arise from this exploration are countless. Are we really alone in the universe, or are we part of a vast web of interconnected universes? Could it be that, at a fundamental level, all living beings share the same essence that transcends the boundaries of universes? On this journey into the unknown, quantum mechanics offers us a new perspective on existence. It invites us to consider that reality is much richer and more varied than we could have ever imagined. Every discovery in the quantum realm brings us closer to understanding how we fit into this complicated puzzle that is the cosmos. Finally, when reflecting on the relationship between quantum mechanics and baby universes, it is evident that we are only on the threshold of a deeper understanding. The exploration of these concepts is not only exciting but also invites us to open our minds to new possibilities. Science and philosophy intertwine on this journey, leading us to question what we know about ourselves and the universe we inhabit. Are you ready to keep exploring? Wormholes are one of the most intriguing concepts in theoretical physics. Imagine a huge fold in a sheet of paper. If you bend the paper, 2 points that were very far apart can be connected by a much shorter path. This is how wormholes work, allowing different regions of space and time to connect with each other instantaneously. But what does this mean in the context of baby universes? The idea that these wormholes could be bridges between universes raises fascinating questions. Could we, through one of them, travel to a universe where the laws of physics are different? Imagine a place where gravity is weaker or where the dimensions are completely different. The notion that we could cross into another universe simply by traversing a wormhole is so captivating that it has inspired both science fiction writers and scientists alike. Now, not all wormholes are the same. There are different types, some of which could be stable and others unstable. What would happen if you encountered an unstable wormhole? You could enter and never come out, as if you were trapped in a kind of eternal loop. This leads us to wonder, are there really wormholes that could be used to travel between universes? The answer, for now, is uncertain. Theory suggests that while they might exist, we have yet to find concrete evidence of their existence. It is fascinating to think that in a universe where anything is possible, we could find a wormhole that leads us to a baby universe. But how do these wormholes form? Theory suggests they could arise from the extreme curvature of space-time, often caused by the gravity of a massive object. Think about how a star collapses at the end of its life. During that process, wormholes could appear as a consequence of that transformation. Some scientists believe that wormholes could be used as a means of communication between universes. Imagine being able to send information through these bridges of space-time, allowing one universe to receive messages from another. The idea that we could make contact with civilizations from parallel universes is truly exciting. What kind of knowledge could we share, and what could we learn from them? However, there is a significant challenge: the stability of wormholes. Most theories suggest that for a wormhole to be useful, we would need some form of exotic matter to keep it open. This matter would have unusual properties, such as negative density, But where would we find such matter? So far, it remains a mystery that science has yet to solve. Thinking about wormholes also leads us to reflect on time. If traveling through one of these bridges could take us to another universe, what would happen to the notion of time? We could find ourselves in a place where time flows differently. Imagine a universe where 1 year equals 1 day in our own cosmos. The implications of this are profound and make us question what we understand about temporality. The idea of wormholes has been popularized in pop culture. Movies and TV shows have explored this notion, often with a dramatic approach. But in science, these concepts are more than fiction. They are theories that attempt to explain the complexity of the universe and the possibility of other worlds. But how much of this is really possible and how much is pure speculation? That is the question scientists continue to try to answer. Imagine a scenario where at the end of a wormhole you encounter a baby universe. This universe could have a completely different configuration with unique physical laws. It could be a place where matter does not exist as we know it, or where time is not linear. These possibilities are almost infinite and make us think about the diversity of the cosmos. As we explore more about wormholes, we must also consider their representation in art and literature. Many works have used this idea as a narrative device, but in reality, could there be any scientific basis for it? Theories about wormholes continue to evolve, and with each discovery, the line between science and fiction becomes blurrier. The fascination with wormholes also invites us to reflect on our own existence. If there are other universes, what does that mean for us? Are we alone in this vast cosmos, or are we just a small part of something much larger? Questioning our position in the universe leads us to delve into issues of identity and purpose. As we delve into this exploration, it is important to remember that science is a constantly evolving journey. Each new theory brings us a little closer to understanding the mysteries of the universe. Wormholes are just one piece of the puzzle, but their potential to connect universes is an idea that fills us with wonder. So, as we continue to investigate, the possibility that wormholes exist to take us to other universes reminds us of how little we really know. It invites us to keep asking, exploring, and dreaming. Who knows what discoveries await us in the future? What if I told you that everything we know about the universe could be just a small part of something much larger? In the quest to understand the existence of baby universes, string theory emerges as one of the most fascinating and complex ideas. But what exactly is string theory and how does it relate to the existence of other universes? To begin, imagine that the universe is like a huge fabric, a vibrant and dynamic tapestry. Each thread of this fabric represents a dimension or a part of our reality. Instead of seeing subatomic particles as tiny balls, string theory suggests that they are actually tiny strings vibrating at different frequencies. By changing the way they vibrate, these strings can give rise to different particles and, therefore, to different forces and elements in the universe. What if these strings not only exist in our universe but can also relate to other universes? The idea that there are multiple dimensions beyond what we can see and touch is exciting, and string theory offers us a window into that possibility. Imagine that each string could open a door to a different universe where the laws of physics could be completely different. What would it be like to live in a universe where gravity is stronger or where time flows differently? Moreover, string theory not only suggests the existence of these universes, but also offers us a way to understand how they might form. The vibrations of the strings could interact with each other, giving rise to new dimensions and baby universes, as if they were bubbles emerging in a sea of possibilities. But what does this mean for us? If baby universes are formed from our own universe, could we somehow detect them? The notion that we might be surrounded by additional universes raises intriguing questions. Could there be versions of ourselves living in these alternative universes, making different decisions and leading completely different lives? The idea of multiple realities in which every choice we make creates a new universe is a concept that has fascinated philosophers and scientists alike. How would it affect us to know that our decisions could have repercussions in parallel realities? Some theories suggest that string theory could unite quantum physics and gravity, two fundamental pillars of science that have so far been difficult to reconcile. If we manage to understand how these strings work, we could open the door to new forms of technology and knowledge. Who knows? Maybe one day we could find a way to travel between universes, as if we were exploring different chapters of an endless book. But what about the philosophical implications of all this? If parallel universes truly exist, what does that mean for our understanding of reality? Does the existence of other universes call into question our sense of identity and free will? String theory invites us to contemplate ideas that may challenge our current way of thinking. In the world of science fiction, string theory has inspired numerous stories about interdimensional travel and alternate universes. Series and movies have explored the concept that our lives could be just one of many possibilities, and this resonates with our innate curiosity about the unknown. What if we could meet a version of ourselves that made totally different decisions? What would we learn about ourselves in those encounters? The beauty of string theory is that it invites speculation and creativity, allowing our imagination to soar. But at the same time, scientists are working hard to find evidence to support or refute these ideas. Research in theoretical and experimental physics continues to advance, and each new discovery brings us a little closer to understanding the structure of the universe and its possible connection to other universes. It is important to remember that, although string theory is a powerful tool, there is still much we do not know. Science is a continuous journey of discovery, and every new question that arises opens the door to new explorations. What mysteries still await us in the depths of the cosmos? Continuing to explore and ask questions is what drives us forward in our quest for knowledge. String theory, therefore, not only offers us answers, but also invites us to keep asking. It reminds us that the universe is a vast place full of possibilities, and that perhaps in some corner of the multiverse there are answers waiting to be discovered. Human curiosity combined with science could be the key to unraveling the secrets that surround us. So the next time you look up at the starry sky, remember that each star could be a portal to a different universe, a reminder that reality is much richer and more complex than we can imagine. What does the future hold for you in a universe where strings vibrate and create parallel realities? The answer to that question could lead us on a journey that we are just beginning to understand. The cosmological constant is a fascinating concept that lies at the heart of the explanation of how our universe expands. But what exactly is the cosmological constant? Why is it so important in the search for baby universes? Join me on this journey through this intriguing idea that connects the expansion of the cosmos with the possibility of infinite universes. The cosmological constant can be seen as a kind of dark energy that acts as a force driving the expansion of the universe. Imagine the universe as a balloon being inflated. When you blow air into the balloon, it expands. In this case, the cosmological constant is the air that makes it grow. Without this constant, the universe could be in a completely different state, perhaps even in a state of contraction. But what if we consider that this constant not only affects our universe, but may also be connected to the creation of baby universes? The idea of baby universes suggests that at certain moments and under extreme conditions, parts of our universe could bud off and give rise to new universes. This is where the cosmological constant plays a crucial role. If dark energy is what is driving the expansion, then it might be possible that, under certain circumstances, a fragment of our universe separates and begins to expand on its own, thus creating a new universe, a baby universe. Isn't it amazing to think that each of us could be part of a process that gives rise to new realities? Now, how does this relate to quantum physics? In the quantum world, particles can behave in strange and counterintuitive ways. This means that at certain moments, energy can fluctuate and create the necessary conditions for the formation of baby universes. The cosmological constant could act as a catalyst in this process. Imagine dark energy creating small bubbles in an infinite sea of possibilities. each bubble representing a new universe in the vast ocean of the multiverse. Furthermore, the cosmological constant is not just a number in an equation, it represents one of the deepest questions in modern cosmology. Why does it have the value it does? Why is it not zero? These questions are fundamental to understanding not only our universe, but also the conditions that would allow the existence of others. The search for answers to these questions could be the key to unlocking the secrets of baby universes. Exploring the cosmological constant not only leads us to think about the expansion of the universe, but also about how this expansion might have created outlets to other universes. This means that, in theory, we could be surrounded by baby universes, all emerging from the same dark energy that drives ours. Can you imagine the diversity of realities that could exist out there? And while the idea of multiple universes may seem like something out of a science fiction novel, scientists take these theories seriously. The cosmological constant has been the subject of numerous studies and observations, and each new discovery brings us a little closer to understanding its true role in the cosmos. This quest for knowledge could lead us to a new era of cosmology, where the possibility of baby universes becomes an increasingly plausible reality. However, not everything is straightforward. The cosmological constant poses a puzzle. Its value is incredibly small compared to what theory predicts. This has led many physicists to question whether there is, in fact, something more that we do not yet understand. Could there be unknown factors influencing this value? Or perhaps there are other universes that somehow compensate for this cosmic enigma. The implications of the cosmological constant are vast and exciting. If baby universes can indeed form, this would change our understanding of life, existence, and the very fabric of reality. The idea that we could share a cosmic neighborhood with other universes raises questions about our own uniqueness. What makes our universe special compared to others that might exist in parallel? The cosmological constant, then, is not just an abstract concept. It is an open door to curiosity. It invites us to explore, to question, and even to dream. The possibility that other universes exist, each with its own characteristics and rules, may seem overwhelming, but it is also deeply inspiring. Every discovery in the field of cosmology reminds us that we are on the threshold of a vast and unknown universe. The cosmological constant, with its mysteries and wonders, is just one thread in the intricate tapestry of existence. As we continue to delve into these topics, we may one day find answers that not only help us understand our place in the cosmos, but also connect us with other universes waiting to be discovered. So as we continue to explore the possibilities of baby universes and the cosmological constant, we must remember that every question we ask brings us a little closer to the truth. The pursuit of knowledge is an endless journey, and each discovery could be a spark that illuminates the shadows of the unknown. What will be the next finding that changes our understanding of the universe and ourselves? The future is full of possibilities, and the adventure is just beginning. Is it possible that there are universes colliding with each other, like two massive planets crashing in the vastness of space? This idea may sound like science fiction, but scientists are exploring the possibility that different universes interact in surprising ways. The notion of colliding universes leads us to question the very nature of reality and how it might manifest in a multiverse where each universe has its own rules and characteristics. We can imagine a vast ocean where each wave represents a different universe. The interaction between these waves could cause a collision, creating unexpected effects. But what if these collisions were not just isolated events, but had consequences that could alter the very structure of each universe involved? This is one of the intriguing questions that scientists are beginning to analyze in the context of modern cosmology. One of the theories proposed to explain these encounters is the idea that universes can touch or interact at the moment they meet in a shared dimension. Imagine two balloons getting so close that their surfaces briefly touch. In that instant, they might share energy or information, altering their trajectories and characteristics. This phenomenon could be like an explosion of cosmic creativity. where new possibilities and forms of existence are generated. Some physicists suggest that these collisions could leave traces in the structure of space-time. What would a collision between universes look like? Perhaps we could imagine a brilliant explosion similar to a fireworks display where particles and energy are released in a spectacular show, but beyond the beauty of the image, the implications are profound. What changes would occur in the colliding universes? Could new physical phenomena or even new forms of life emerge? The idea of colliding universes also raises questions about the laws of physics. Could these collisions alter the universal constants we know? Each universe has its own set of rules, but by interacting, they could influence each other, giving rise to new realities. This concept leads us to ponder our own existence. If our universe is the result of a collision, what does that mean for our understanding of time and space? There are theories suggesting that these collisions could be the cause of certain phenomena observed in our own universe, such as the cosmic microwave background radiation. This echo of the Big Bang could be a remnant of a previous encounter between universes. What secrets could research into these collisions reveal to unravel the history of our cosmos? Black holes are another piece of the puzzle. Some scientists speculate that they could act as portals connecting different universes. If a black hole can absorb matter and energy, could it also be a meeting point between universes? Imagine a traveler who ventures into a black hole and emerges in a completely different universe. This idea, while extremely theoretical, opens the door to a variety of possibilities. The collisions of universes also lead us to reflect on the nature of life itself. If different universes can interact, what kinds of beings could exist in these worlds? Would they be similar to us or radically different? This exploration of the diversity of life invites us to think about the multiple ways in which life could manifest in a multiverse. The concept of colliding universes also has philosophical implications. If our realities can intertwine and be modified by encounters with other universes, what does that mean for our identity? Are we really separate from other universes? Or are we part of a broader cosmic fabric? These questions lead us to reconsider our understanding of existence and the connection between all beings. Scientists continue to investigate the possibility of colliding universes using observational data and theoretical models. With each discovery, new doors open for exploration. Technology and science advance, and with them, our understanding of these complex interactions. Are we on the verge of unraveling the secrets of a constantly changing multiverse? The idea of colliding universes is not only fascinating but also invites us to dream beyond our own universe. It reminds us that the exploration of the cosmos is an ongoing journey, and that perhaps our reality is just a small part of a vast and diverse multiverse. Each discovery can reveal something new about who we are and our place in the grand scheme of the universe. As we advance in exploring these ideas, it is important to keep an open mind. Science is in constant evolution, and what seems impossible today could be a reality tomorrow. The collisions of universes show us that the cosmos is a place full of surprises and mysteries waiting to be discovered. So the next time you look up at the starry sky, ask yourself, what other worlds might be out there waiting for their moment of collision? The answer to this question could change our understanding of the universe forever, revealing a cosmic landscape filled with infinite possibilities. The quest for this knowledge is an exciting journey that is just beginning. Is it possible that the universe we live in is just a simulation created by a higher intelligence? Imagine that everything we experience, from the warmth of the sun to moments of happiness, is part of an elaborate computer program. The idea that our reality is nothing more than an illusion has captured the imagination of philosophers, scientists, and filmmakers alike. With the growing complexity of technology and science, this question has gained new relevance. The notion that we might be in a simulation raises a series of intriguing questions. If we are in a simulation, what implications would this have for the existence of other universes? Could there be simulations within simulations? When considering the concept of baby universes, the idea that each universe could be its own reality, created and managed by some intelligence, becomes even more fascinating. In this sense, baby universes could be simulated universes, each with its own rules and realities. Think of a video game. Every time you start it, you immerse yourself in a world that has its own story, characters, and physical laws. Now imagine that within that video game, there are hidden levels. Each level is a baby universe with its own characteristics and dynamics. Sometimes characters from one level can interact with those from another, creating unique stories and experiences. Thus, if our universe is a simulation, it could be just one more level in a much more complex system. What would happen if the intelligence behind this simulation decided to create a baby universe from ours? This new universe could arise from a singular event in our cosmos, like a black hole, which could act as a portal to a new reality. In this context, every time a black hole forms, it could be the beginning of a new universe, one that follows the rules established by the intelligence that created ours. Now, let's explore how quantum physics intertwines with this idea. In the quantum world, particles can exist in multiple states at once. This suggests that there are different possibilities and realities coexisting at the same time. If we apply this principle to the concept of simulation, we could imagine that our reality is just one of many, where each decision or event can give rise to a new simulation, a new possibility of existence. The idea that we could be part of a simulation could also explain some of the peculiarities of our universe. For example, certain phenomena that seem challenging or inexplicable could simply be programming errors or limitations of the system. This leads us to wonder, are there glitches in our reality that could indicate we are in a simulated environment? Perhaps those strange moments we've experienced, like déjà vu, are simply little bugs in the code of our existence. As technology advances, the possibility of creating more complex simulations becomes more real. With the development of artificial intelligence and virtual reality, the question arises of whether one day we will be able to create our own simulated universes. Are we in some way preparing to be the creators of our own baby universes? If this is possible, what does it mean for our understanding of existence and creation? Reflecting on these possibilities leads us to consider the role of consciousness. If we are part of a simulation, what happens to our perception of reality? Consciousness could simply be a manifestation of the code that defines us. And if our consciousness is part of a simulation, what about the consciousness of other baby universes? Are they also simulations, or do they have a different nature? The philosophical implications of the existence of a simulation are profound. If our reality is a creation, who is the creator? This question leads us to explore concepts of divinity, purpose, and the meaning of life itself. From this perspective, baby universes could be experiments created by this intelligence, each designed to explore different aspects of existence. On the other hand, if we consider that we are part of a simulation, this does not mean that our experiences are any less valid. Emotion, connection, and the pursuit of knowledge are aspects that define our humanity, regardless of the nature of reality. The search for baby universes, even in a simulated context, could be a way to better understand our own existence. Science fiction has creatively addressed this theme, from movies like The Matrix to literary works that explore the nature of reality and simulation. These narratives not only entertain but also invite reflection on our own condition and the role we play in the vast cosmos. The idea that our universe could be a simulation raises intriguing questions about the future of research in cosmology. As scientists continue to explore the frontiers of knowledge, they may find clues that bring us closer to the answer regarding the existence of baby universes and their relationship to simulation. Emerging theories and ongoing experiments could provide us with a clearer view of the nature of our reality and the possibilities that exist beyond it. Ultimately, exploring the idea that we might live in a simulation leads us to a deep reflection on what it means to be human. In a universe full of mysteries, the quest for answers about our existence and the possibility of baby universes is a path that can enrich our understanding of the cosmos and ourselves. In this vast sea of possibilities, what truly matters is the journey we undertake in the search for truth. Is it possible that in other universes there are forms of life so different from those we know that we wouldn't even recognize them? The idea that life could flourish in environments completely different from ours is fascinating and, at the same time, perplexing. Right now in our universe, life has evolved in extraordinary ways, from the simplest creatures to humans. But what if in a baby universe the rules of biology were completely different? Let's consider a universe where the laws of physics do not behave as we know them. Perhaps in that cosmos, gravity is so weak that creatures could float freely in a sea of gases. Instead of having organisms that depend on oxygen, there could be beings that metabolize other elements, perhaps even metals. What would they look like? Would we have the capacity to understand their forms of life and their communication? In another universe, where temperatures are extremely high, life might have found ways to adapt to conditions that would be deadly for us. Imagine creatures that can survive in lava or that feed on toxic gases. Would they be similar to the extremophiles we find on our planet? Or completely different? The diversity of life in our own world is a testament to the capacity for adaptation. But what if that capacity were taken to the extreme in another universe? The concept of life could also expand beyond what we consider alive. In some universes, we might find entities that are not biological but function almost like a collective intelligence. What would it be like to interact with forms of life that do not have a physical body? Perhaps they manifest as patterns of energy, capable of communicating through vibrations or frequencies. This leads us to wonder, how would we define life in that context? As we explore these ideas, it is essential to consider the implications of evolution in a baby universe. If life can arise in radically different conditions, could it mean that the evolutionary process would also be different? Natural selection, which has been fundamental in the evolution of species on Earth, might not apply in the same way. Perhaps in another universe, evolution is guided by principles we have yet to discover. The possibility of life in other universes also raises intriguing questions about consciousness. Could there be conscious beings that perceive their existence in ways we could never imagine? If their reality is based on dimensions we cannot experience, their way of thinking, feeling, and understanding the universe could be completely alien to us. This invites us to reflect on our own consciousness and how it relates to the vast cosmos. Furthermore, the interaction between different forms of life from baby universes could be a fascinating topic. If there were ways to travel between universes, what kind of cultural and biological exchange could occur? The idea that beings from different realities meet and share their experiences feels like a science fiction dream. But could it be closer to reality than we think? In our quest to understand life in other universes, we must also consider the possibility that not everything that exists is friendly. What if we encounter hostile or predatory forms of life? The history of our own evolution is full of encounters and mismatches, and it would not be surprising if other worlds experience something similar. This leads us to ask, are we prepared for what we might find? Science fiction has explored these ideas for decades, from books to movies. However, science is also beginning to address these possibilities. With each discovery in astrobiology and cosmology, we get a little closer to understanding what life in other universes might be like. Could it one day be possible to detect signals or signs of life in baby universes? Human curiosity is insatiable, and the search for answers drives us to keep exploring. As we delve deeper into this topic, it is important to remember that life in other universes is not just about physical beings. It also involves the possibility of entirely different environments that could give rise to unique experiences. What about a universe where time flows differently, affecting the perception of life itself? In that case, existence could be an endless cycle of creation and transformation. As we reflect on life in other universes, we must also consider our own relationship with the cosmos. What does it mean for us to know that there could be other forms of life out there? The search for answers to these questions not only connects us to science, but also to philosophy and spirituality. It invites us to question our existence and seek a deeper meaning in our place in the universe. The diversity of possibilities is overwhelming and exciting. Each baby universe could be a new chapter in the story of life, full of surprises and wonders. We are left with the hope that by expanding our understanding, we can open the door to new ways of thinking about life and our connection to the cosmos. The implications of the existence of life in different universes are vast and complex. Ultimately, it is not just about biology or physics, but about what it means to be human in a universe full of mysteries. As we continue to explore, the search for life in other universes reminds us that, in the end, we all share a fundamental desire to understand our place in this vast and amazing cosmos. What if I told you that, although we look at the sky and see stars, galaxies, and planets, there is an entire universe of possibilities that we have yet to explore? Modern astronomy has taken a fascinating turn, and one of the most intriguing questions is whether baby universes exist. But what evidence do we have to support this idea? The answer to this question may be more surprising than you imagine. Astronomers have been observing the cosmos for centuries. But in recent decades, technology has allowed scientists to look beyond what we once thought possible. Imagine a telescope that can see light that has traveled billions of years to reach us. What we see is not just our universe, but a window into what may have existed before and what could exist at the same time. With each new observation, the idea of a multiverse becomes more tempting. One of the most shocking discoveries in cosmology was the cosmic microwave background radiation. This is like the echo of an explosion that occurred billions of years ago, a whisper from the Big Bang. Scientists have been able to map this radiation and have found patterns that suggest our universe is not the only one. But how does this translate into baby universes? This is where the theory becomes exciting. Some experts propose that the Big Bang was not a unique event, but one of many in a vast sea of universes. Each time a universe is born, it could create small baby universes from its own matter and energy. Can you imagine an infinite ocean of bubbles, each representing a different universe? Through this analogy, we can understand how these baby universes could emerge from our own cosmos. However, what about astronomical observations that could support this idea? One fascinating aspect is the large-scale structure of the universe. When we observe how galaxies cluster and distribute, the patterns we find could be indicative of interactions between different universes. Some scientists suggest that these groupings are not just the result of gravity in our universe, but could be the echo of collisions or interactions with other universes. Another intriguing discovery is the acceleration of the universe's expansion. This acceleration, driven by what we call dark energy, could be a clue about how other universes might influence ours. If dark energy is a common phenomenon across multiple universes, then the expansion of our own universe could be connected in ways we do not yet fully understand. Observations of black holes have also captured scientists' attention. These mysterious objects not only represent an end for stars, but could also be gateways to other universes. The theory suggests that within a black hole, there could be a baby universe waiting to be discovered, a place where the laws of physics might be completely different. Are you starting to see how these ideas intertwine? A deeper analysis of quantum physics has also revealed fascinating implications. At the subatomic level, particles seem to behave in ways that challenge our classical understanding of the universe. Some scientists believe that this behavior could lead to the creation of parallel universes, where every decision or event creates a new branching in the fabric of the cosmos. This is not limited to our perception, but also manifests in the vast universe around us. The observation of certain astrophysical phenomena, such as supernovae, has also provided valuable clues. These stellar explosions are not only spectacular, but by studying them, scientists can gain insights into the composition and behavior of the universe. Some researchers have hypothesized that these supernovae could be a manifestation of the interaction between our universe and other baby universes, opening the door to a completely new field of study. Measuring the cosmological constant is another fundamental aspect that can shed light on the existence of baby universes. This constant determines the rate of expansion of the universe, and by analyzing its values, scientists can infer whether there are other universes influencing ours. It's like trying to solve a puzzle where each piece could represent a different universe, all interconnected in surprising ways. Research on dark matter and dark energy is also crucial. These two mysterious entities make up most of the universe, but their nature remains an enigma. Some scientists suggest that their existence could indicate interactions between universes. Could it be that dark matter is the residue of a universe that collided with ours? The search for exoplanets in habitable zones has also become fertile ground for discussing the possibility of life in other universes. If baby universes exist, could they harbor forms of life we have never imagined? Observations of these distant worlds could offer clues about the conditions necessary for life, not only in our universe but also in others. Finally, astronomical observations not only allow us to glimpse the past of the universe but also push us to question our place in it. Each discovery leads us to a new question: are we really unique in the vast cosmos? Or are there others like us in baby universes waiting to be discovered? The quest for answers continues, and each finding brings us a little closer to understanding the immensity of the multiverse. The study of baby universes is not just an academic exercise. It is an exploration of what it means to be human in a vast and mysterious cosmos. As we advance in our understanding of the universe, we are also unraveling the secrets of our own existence. With each discovery, the possibility that we are not alone in the universe becomes more real, and the search for these baby universes turns into a fascinating adventure that we are just beginning to explore. Modern cosmology is like a vast ocean of knowledge filled with mysteries and wonders that we are just beginning to explore. In this sea, the existence of other universes presents itself as a fascinating question that invites deep reflection. What do we really know about the cosmos we inhabit and the possibility that other realities exist beyond our own? The search for answers has led scientists to challenge not only our conceptions of the universe, but also the very nature of time and space. In this process, cosmology has evolved by leaps and bounds. From the formulation of the Big Bang theory to the most recent developments in theoretical physics, each discovery brings us a little closer to understanding the immensity of the cosmos and the possibility of baby universes. The questions that arise are intriguing. Could it be that what we consider reality is just a small fraction of a much larger whole? The notion of a multiverse where multiple universes coexist has shifted from being mere fantasy to a scientific hypothesis that many researchers are taking seriously. This idea presents a new paradigm. If other universes exist, what implications would that have for our understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos? Modern cosmology has also seen the emergence of theories that challenge traditional notions. Cosmic inflation, for example, suggests that our universe expanded spectacularly in its early moments. This expansion not only shaped our universe, but may also have created the perfect stage for the formation of other universes. Imagine a bubble that inflates and at the same time generates smaller bubbles around it, each with its own physical laws and unique characteristics. Some theories suggest that these baby universes could be connected in ways we do not yet fully understand. Could they interact with each other? Could they influence our lives in subtle or obvious ways? These are questions that modern cosmologists are trying to answer. As we delve deeper into the exploration of these concepts, we discover that science and philosophy often intertwine, blurring the lines that separate empirical observation from theoretical speculation. Astronomical observations play a crucial role in this context. With each new telescope and each discovery, we get closer to understanding how our universe works and what might lie beyond it. Cosmic radiation, distant galaxies, and the distribution of matter in the universe tell us stories that, although sometimes difficult to interpret, offer clues about the existence of other universes. It's like receiving fragments of a giant puzzle where each piece could reveal an aspect of a much more complex reality. Advancements in technology have also allowed scientists to develop more precise models that simulate different scenarios of the universe. These models not only help us understand our own cosmos, but also explore the possibility of a variety of universes with different physical characteristics. What would a universe where the laws of gravity are different look like, or one where time flows differently? The answers to these questions are not only fascinating, but also help us rethink our own existence. In this context, the cosmological constant emerges as a key concept. This constant, which represents the energy of the vacuum, has a significant impact on the expansion of the universe. By manipulating this constant in our models, cosmologists can explore how different configurations could lead to the creation of baby universes. Could it be that our reality is just a byproduct of a much larger phenomenon unfolding in the vast sea of the multiverse? Emerging theories in cosmology are also fueling the debate about the nature of reality itself. Is our universe a unique place, or are we just one of many bubbles in a vast ocean of universes? As science progresses, the boundary between reality and fiction becomes increasingly blurred. Concepts that once seemed to belong to the realm of science fiction are now being considered serious possibilities by scientists. Modern cosmology does not stop at mere data analysis and theories. It also raises profound philosophical questions about existence and meaning. If there are other universes, what would that mean for life? Our perception of time and morality, the existence of multiple realities could challenge our most fundamental beliefs about what it means to be human. Science and philosophy intertwine in such a way that each discovery pushes us to reconsider what we know and confront what we still ignore. In conclusion, modern cosmology represents an astonishing journey into the unknown. As we continue to explore questions about the existence of baby universes and other realities, we venture into territory where curiosity and wonder meet. The search for answers not only illuminates our understanding of the cosmos, but also invites us to reflect on our own existence in the vast fabric of the universe. The exploration of the unknown is ultimately a journey toward understanding ourselves. What if I told you that there are ongoing experiments that could change our understanding of the universe as we know it? In the fascinating world of cosmology, the search for baby universes has led scientists to explore theories and experiments that, while they may seem straight out of a science fiction novel, are deeply rooted in contemporary physics. One of the most intriguing approaches is the use of particle colliders, such as the Large Hadron Collider. Here, particles are accelerated to speeds close to that of light and collide with each other. But what are scientists really looking for in these collisions? The answer is that they are trying to recreate the conditions of the early universe, just after the Big Bang. In doing so, they are attempting to find clues about how a baby universe could have formed in that process. The search for particles like the Higgs boson is not just a matter of scientific curiosity. This boson, discovered in 2012, is fundamental to understanding how matter acquires mass. But what if the existence of this particle also opens the door to the possibility of other universes? Some theories suggest that by better understanding these particles, we could discover how those baby universes are formed. Computer simulations are another powerful tool that researchers use to explore the existence of parallel universes. Through complex algorithms, scientists can model how different universes would behave under various conditions. Imagine a large digital whiteboard where scientists can experiment with different physical laws and see how that could give rise to a new universe. It's like being a god in a cosmic laboratory. And what about the cosmic microwave background radiation? This is an echo of the Big Bang, a kind of photograph of the universe when it was very young. By studying these signals, cosmologists can gain insights into the structure of our universe and potentially the existence of others. Could it be that by analyzing these traces, we are catching a glimpse of something beyond our own cosmos? String theory is also at the center of the debate, suggesting that particles are not just points but vibrating strings that create different dimensions. If this theory is ever proven, it could revolutionize our understanding of space and time and open the door to the existence of alternative universes. Can you imagine a universe where the laws of physics are completely different? That is the promise of string theory. On the horizon, astronomical observations are beginning to provide data that could support the idea of baby universes. Advanced telescopes are capturing information about distant objects and how they interact. This data not only tells us about our own universe, but may also suggest the existence of others. Could these discoveries be the first clues leading us to confirm the existence of multiple universes? Modern cosmology is evolving rapidly. New theories and experiments are emerging at an accelerated pace. Each new discovery can influence our understanding of the existence of baby universes. Scientists are working on a series of experiments designed to test some of these theories, and the results could be surprising. Are you ready to see how this exciting research unfolds? Questions about the existence of parallel universes are not just scientific, they also have profound philosophical implications. What does it mean for us as humanity if we discover that we are not alone in the cosmos but are just a small part of a vast multiverse? This reflection leads us to question our own existence and our place in the universe. The possibility of baby universes also raises questions about the nature of reality. If there are infinite universes with infinite variations, which one is the true one? Some scientists argue that this reality could be a kind of cosmic game, where every decision we make could create a new universe. Isn't it fascinating to think that every little moment could give rise to a new reality? And as we continue to explore these ideas, we must also consider the connection between science and consciousness. How do our thoughts and perceptions relate to the existence of other universes? Some suggest that consciousness could be a thread that connects all these universes, a way for us to be all linked at a deeper level. With each advance in research, the possibility of baby universes becomes more tangible. Science is in constant evolution, and each new discovery can bring us a step closer to understanding this cosmic mystery. Who knows what surprises the future holds for us? The search for baby universes is not just a theoretical exercise, it is an adventure where science, philosophy, and imagination intertwine. Each experiment, each theory, and each discovery brings us closer to answering one of humanity's deepest questions. Are we alone in the cosmos, or are we part of something much larger? So as we reflect on the future of research in cosmology, it is essential to keep an open mind. The existence of baby universes may not just be an abstract concept, but a reality waiting to be discovered. With each step we take in this exploration, we move closer to unraveling the secrets of the universe and perhaps to better understanding our own existence. Can the existence of multiple universes change our way of seeing reality? This is one of the most intriguing questions we can ask ourselves when considering the possibility of baby universes. Philosophy and science intertwine in a fascinating dance when we discuss the concept of a multiverse, often leading us to reflect on the very nature of our existence. In ancient times, the cosmos was conceived as a static and one-dimensional place with Earth at the center of the universe. However, today, thanks to advances in cosmology, we know that the universe is vast and constantly expanding. But what if, in addition to our universe, there were other universes with their own laws and realities? This idea invites us to explore not only what we know, but also what we might come to understand. The implications of living in a multiverse are profound. If there are multiple universes, does that mean there are multiple versions of ourselves making different decisions in each of them? Imagine a universe where you chose a different path in your life. What would you be in that universe? An artist, a scientist, an adventurer? And more importantly, how would that version of yourself feel? Philosophy offers us tools to address these questions. Philosophers have debated for centuries about the nature of reality and existence. Some argue that the universe is a place where every decision and event creates ramifications, leading to alternative realities. This approach leads us to considerations about free will. If there is a universe where we make different decisions, does this mean our choices are less significant? Or on the contrary, does it give them even more value? Furthermore, the idea of parallel universes invites us to reflect on the concept of identity. If there are versions of us in other universes, are they still us, or do they become completely different entities? This questioning leads us to examine the essence of what it means to be human. Is our consciousness what defines us, or are our experiences and choices what shape us? On the other hand, the existence of alternative universes may also raise concerns about the nature of morality. If in a parallel universe an action considered immoral in ours is accepted, does that mean morality is relative? This ethical dilemma can be unsettling but also fascinating, as it forces us to question our deepest beliefs and values. The notion of baby universes may seem abstract, but it has repercussions on how we understand life and death. If there is a universe where we have never existed, what does that mean for our perception of life? And what if there is a universe where life continues in ways we cannot even imagine? The possibility that life could exist in radically different forms challenges our understanding of biology and evolution. In the realm of consciousness, some theorists suggest that our perception of the world might be just a window into a much broader reality. If our consciousness can connect with other universes, we might have access to experiences and knowledge that go beyond our current understanding. What if we could learn from those other realities? Could this change the way we live our lives? The philosophy of the multiverse also invites speculation about human destiny. If there are infinite possibilities, how do we face uncertainty? The idea that all decisions have ramifications in other universes can be terrifying but also liberating. It allows us to explore the notion that every choice, no matter how small, has a significant impact. Ultimately, the relationship between philosophy and the existence of baby universes leads us to question the meaning of our own existence. If we are part of a vast multiverse, what place do we occupy in it? This question may seem daunting, but it can also be a source of profound reflection on the purpose of life and our connection to the unknown. Exploring these ideas is not just an intellectual exercise. It also helps us better understand who we are and what we want to be. Philosophy and cosmology, when united in the study of universes, offer us a blank canvas to imagine our lives in a broader context. The possibility that other universes exist can inspire us to live more boldly, challenge our limitations, and seek a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. In summary, the existence of baby universes invites us to look beyond our everyday reality. It offers us the opportunity to explore questions about identity, morality, and consciousness that are fundamental to our understanding of the world. As we delve into these reflections, we begin to realize that the quest for answers to these questions is, in itself, a fascinating journey worth undertaking. What would happen if baby universes, those small worlds that could arise from our own, influenced the evolution of the cosmos as a whole? The idea may seem straight out of a science fiction movie, but it has fascinating implications for our understanding of the universe. The evolution of the cosmos is an incredibly complex process, and by considering the existence of baby universes, we open the door to new dimensions of thought. Visualize the cosmos as a vast garden. In this garden, each plant represents a universe. Some are enormous and robust, while others are small and delicate. The evolution of these plants depends not only on their own characteristics, but also on how they interact with others around them. In this sense, baby universes could be those new plants sprouting from the roots of a mother universe, adding diversity and complexity to the cosmic garden. The question that arises is, how do these baby universes influence the development of our own universe? Imagine that every time a new universe is born, new possibilities are generated. Perhaps in one of these baby universes, the laws of physics are different, which could give rise to phenomena we cannot even imagine. By creating a new space for cosmic experimentation, these universes could allow the evolution of the cosmos to take unexpected paths. But what role do the interactions between these universes play in their evolution? Just like ecosystems on Earth, where species can influence each other, universes could interact in surprising ways. A baby universe emerging from our own cosmos might carry fragments of the history and characteristics of its mother universe. This means that although they are independent entities, they could coexist and affect one another. The notion that baby universes could bring new variations to physical laws raises an intriguing question. Could these universes have their own form of life? If we consider that life in our universe evolved from specific conditions, then in a baby universe with different laws of physics, life could manifest in completely different ways. Imagining beings that exist in additional dimensions or operate under principles that challenge our understanding is a fascinating exercise. As baby universes emerge and evolve, new realities also arise. Each universe could be a cosmic experiment exploring various possibilities of existence. This leads to reflection on the very nature of reality. If there are countless universes, then our conception of what is possible expands radically. The evolution of the cosmos would not just be a linear journey, but a labyrinth of intertwined paths. But what does this mean for us, human beings who inhabit a small corner of the cosmos? In a sense, the existence of baby universes invites us to question our position in the vast scheme of the universe. If we are part of an interconnected whole, what role do we play in the evolution of this cosmic garden? Perhaps our own history, experiences, and choices echo in the universes that emerge around us. The evolution of the cosmos also raises questions about time. If baby universes arise from a mother universe, does this mean that time is a relative concept that can be experienced differently in each universe? This could lead us to rethink our understanding of time as a straight line, opening the possibility that in some universes, time flows non-linearly, affecting the evolution of life and matter. With each new universe that forms, an opportunity arises to study and understand cosmic patterns that might be invisible from our perspective. Each baby universe could offer a new approach to solving enigmas that have puzzled scientists for centuries. Thus, the evolution of the cosmos becomes an endless exploration, where each discovery in one universe can illuminate the darkness in another. But how can we investigate the existence of these baby universes and their effects on the cosmos? Modern science finds itself at a crossroads where observation and theory must intertwine more deeply. As we advance in the study of space and matter, the tools we use to observe the universe must evolve. Each advance could be a window into exploring this vast network of universes. As we reflect on the evolution of the cosmos, it is essential to consider the role of consciousness. If baby universes can interact with each other, could consciousness also influence their evolution? The idea that human perception could impact reality is an intriguing concept that deserves exploration. Perhaps the way we interpret our universe has ramifications that extend beyond what we can see. The evolution of the cosmos is not just a physical process, but also a journey of discovery and understanding. As we delve into the exploration of baby universes, we are, in fact, questioning our most fundamental beliefs about existence. What does it mean to be part of a constantly evolving cosmos, where each universe is a chapter of a story we have yet to finish telling? Human curiosity drives us to keep seeking answers. By exploring the relationship between baby universes and the evolution of the cosmos, we embark on a journey that is not only scientific but also philosophical. The pursuit of knowledge is an integral part of our nature, and as we progress in this cosmic odyssey, we must remain open to the possibility that the truth is much stranger and more beautiful than we ever imagined. So, as we reflect on the evolution of the cosmos and baby universes, let us remember that each new idea is a seed that can blossom into a deeper understanding. The exploration of these concepts takes us on an endless journey, where each step brings us closer to the wonders of the universe, the complexity of existence, and the possibility that somewhere other universes are waiting to be discovered. The existence of other universes raises fascinating questions about consciousness and human perception. What if in a parallel universe our experiences and thoughts were completely different? The idea that we could be living multiple lives in different realities is intriguing. Every choice we make could give rise to a different universe, where the consequences of those decisions unfold in unexpected ways. Imagine that every thought you have creates a different path in a vast cosmic maze. In one universe, you might have chosen a different career, while in another, you could have taken a completely different direction in your personal life. How would this affect your sense of self? The question becomes even deeper when we consider that in each of those universes, you could be experiencing a version of yourself that makes radically different decisions. Consciousness may not simply be a singular and isolated phenomenon. Is it possible that each universe harbors a variation of our consciousness? If the baby universe theory is true, perhaps there is a universe where a version of you is a famous artist, while in another you are a groundbreaking scientist. Each variant could have its own perception of reality, based on its unique experiences. What would it be like to live in the mind of each of them? Some philosophers suggest that consciousness is an echo of the multiverse. In this sense, every time we make a decision, a new universe branches off from our choice. This implies that our consciousness could be shared among multiple realities. Can you imagine the wealth of experiences you could access if your consciousness were connected to other versions of yourself? Each life lived in a parallel universe could offer you valuable lessons and reflections. The relationship between consciousness and alternative universes also raises questions about identity. If there are an infinite number of versions of us in other universes, what does it really mean to be oneself? Is our essence something that is shared among all those universes, or are we unique entities in each one? The idea that our identity can fluctuate and adapt to different realities is both liberating and unsettling. In this context, meditation and introspection take on new meaning. The pursuit of mindfulness could be seen as an attempt to connect with those other universes. If every time we close our eyes and focus on ourselves, we might be opening a door to other realities, then the practice of meditation could be more than just a mental exercise. It could be a way to explore the boundaries of our existence. Science has also begun to investigate the relationship between consciousness and quantum mechanics. Some theories suggest that consciousness could influence reality at a quantum level, implying that our intentions and thoughts are not just products of our minds, but can also impact the fabric of the universe. Could it be that by being aware of our choices, we are shaping our own multiverse? Some researchers have proposed that consciousness itself could be a quantum phenomenon. In this sense, the experience of being conscious could be linked to the existence of multiple states and possibilities in the universe. This suggests that by observing and experiencing the world, we are not only perceiving reality, but also contributing to the creation of new realities in the vast multiverse. The notion that consciousness may be connected to multiple universes can also offer a new perspective on death. If our consciousness can exist in several universes at the same time, does that mean that death in this universe is not the end? There could be a version of us that continues to live in a parallel universe, enjoying experiences we cannot even imagine. This idea can be both comforting and unsettling, but it undoubtedly opens the door to a deeper conversation about life and death. The quest to understand consciousness in light of baby universes also invites us to reflect on our relationships. If every person we know is a variant of themselves in other universes, how does this affect the way we relate to one another? Perhaps we should consider that each of us is navigating a sea of possibilities, and our interactions are a reflection of that vast potential. The idea that consciousness is linked to multiple realities also leads us to question the limits of human perception. If there are universes where the laws of physics are different, could it be that the perception of reality is different as well? Perhaps there are forms of existence that escape our current understanding, and our consciousness is just a small fragment of what is possible to experience. Exploring these concepts may seem abstract, but it is essential for understanding our own existence. By opening our minds to the possibility of other universes and interconnected consciousness, we are challenging the limitations of our current perception. The search for the truth about the nature of consciousness and its relationship with the multiverse may be one of the most exciting adventures humanity has ever undertaken. As we advance in our understanding of cosmology and consciousness, we may find answers to questions that have fascinated humanity for centuries. Who are we really in the context of the vast universe? What does it mean to be conscious in a multiverse filled with infinite possibilities? The exploration of these questions invites us to continue questioning and seeking a deeper understanding of our existence. The quest for consciousness in relation to baby universes is not just an intellectual exercise. It can also inspire us to live with greater intention. If our actions resonate across multiple realities, perhaps we should consider the impact we have on the world and on others. The possibility that our choices have repercussions in a multiverse may be a call to responsibility and reflection on how we choose to live our lives. What happens when we look to the future of research in cosmology? It is a path filled with mysteries and fascinating possibilities. In this vast ocean of knowledge, one wonders, could we someday confirm the existence of baby universes? The answer to this question could transform our understanding of reality itself. Today's scientists are on an unrelenting quest to unravel the secrets of the cosmos. Imagine an explorer in an unknown sea, navigating without a map. This is how many of these researchers feel. Through increasingly powerful telescopes and innovative experiments, they attempt to glimpse what lies beyond our observable universe. But what tools are they using for this mission? Particle physics has made giant strides. With particle colliders like the Large Hadron Collider, scientists are recreating conditions that existed just after the Big Bang. In doing so, they seek answers that could point to the existence of other universes. But why is this search so important? Each discovery could be a piece of the puzzle that makes up reality, revealing how those baby universes might form. At the same time, astronomy is also at the forefront of this exploration. Observatories on Earth and in space are examining cosmic background radiation, searching for traces of events that may have occurred in distant universes. The signals they capture could be echoes of collisions between universes or the creation of new universes from our own. But what if they found something? The implications would be monumental. On the other hand, string theory remains an intriguing field. This theory suggests that everything we know is made up of tiny, vibrating strings. If confirmed, it could open the door to a multiverse of additional dimensions, where each vibration represents a different universe. Can you imagine how many realities could exist on just a small thread of string? Philosophy also plays a crucial role in this search. As scientists explore the possibility of interacting universes, profound questions about our own existence arise. If there are other universes, what does that mean for our identity and consciousness? Could we be just one version of ourselves in an infinite sea of possibilities? These questions push the boundaries of our understanding and invite us to reflect on the very nature of reality. Collaboration between disciplines is vital. Physicists, astronomers, and philosophers are joining forces in this crusade for knowledge. With each new discovery, whether a finding in quantum physics or an astronomical observation, new questions arise. Are we ready for the answers that may come? However, time is a crucial factor. Science advances at a steady pace. But often the answers we seek require patience. With each passing year, new theories and experiments emerge. How many more unanswered questions lie ahead? As we delve into this era of cosmic exploration, we must also consider technology. Artificial intelligence and quantum computing are beginning to play a role in research. Could a machine help us find patterns that humans cannot see? Imagining a future where technology and science intertwine to decipher the secrets of the universe is exciting. And let us not forget the importance of education. Communicating these concepts in an accessible way is fundamental. As more people become interested in cosmology and baby universes, the scientific community can benefit from a greater diversity of ideas and perspectives. How can we inspire the next generation of scientists to follow this path? Discussions about baby universes are not just for physics experts, Each of us can participate in this conversation by sharing ideas and questions. We contribute to a collective approach to understanding what surrounds us. How can we make these topics more appealing to the general public? As we move into the coming decades, the possibilities are endless. We could discover that baby universes are not just a theory, but a tangible reality. This could change our perception of time, space, and life itself. Would we face a new era of human understanding? In summary, the future of research in cosmology is promising and filled with enigmas. The search for baby universes invites us to question what we think we know and to explore the limits of our understanding. Each new discovery, each new theory brings us one step closer to unraveling the mystery of the cosmos. The question is not just whether they exist, but what it would mean for us if they did. The adventure is just beginning. What if I told you that the existence of baby universes could change our understanding of everything we know? Throughout this journey through cosmology, we have explored topics that spark the imagination and lead us to question not only the origin of our own universe, but also the possibility of infinite worlds beyond our own. But what does all this really mean? The idea of baby universes is fascinating and at the same time perplexing. Imagine an immense sea in which each drop is a distinct universe. Each drop has its own set of physical laws, its own stories, and perhaps even its own versions of ourselves. Isn't it intriguing to think that every decision we make could have taken a completely different path in another universe? The importance of understanding these concepts is not merely theoretical. The existence of baby universes could influence our search for answers about life, consciousness, and the fate of the universe. What if some of those universes harbor completely different forms of life? And what if in those alternative worlds, life had taken paths that we can't even imagine? The diversity of possibilities is astounding. Questions about life in other universes also lead us to reflect on our own. If there are infinite versions of ourselves, which one truly matters? The one living in this universe, or perhaps the one that has made completely different choices in another? Each of us, in every universe, could be living a life full of unique nuances and possibilities. At its core, the exploration of the concept of baby universes invites us to look toward the future with wonder and curiosity. Science is advancing by leaps and bounds, and theories about the existence of multiple universes are at the center of scientific debate. Are we on the verge of discovering something that could radically change our perception of reality? The answer may be closer than we think. The philosophical implications of the existence of other universes are equally challenging. If there are alternate realities, what does that mean for our beliefs, our hopes, and our dreams? Could it be that in the end, we are all connected through a vast tapestry of experiences that intertwine in an infinitely rich cosmos? Imagine a universe where the decisions we make resonate in other worlds, creating an echo of experiences that intersect and overlap. Science, philosophy, and spirituality intertwine in this fascinating landscape of existence. The connection between human consciousness and the possibility of other universes raises a series of profound questions. Are we simply a cosmic accident, or is there a greater purpose behind our existence? Could there be a reason why we explore these complex and perplexing concepts? Every answer we find seems to open the door to new questions, giving us a broader view of what it means to be human. As we advance in our understanding of the universe, future explorations promise to be exciting. New experiments and theories are constantly emerging, challenging our way of thinking and pushing us toward the horizon of knowledge. What unexpected discoveries await us in the search for baby universes? It is possible that in the future, a map of the multiverse will be revealed, allowing us to understand how all these realities are connected. However, we must not forget that ultimately the study of baby universes invites us to be humble in the face of the vastness of the cosmos. As we explore these complexities, let us remember that there is still much we do not know. Human curiosity, That spark that drives us to seek answers is what propels us to continue exploring, learning, and growing. Reflecting on the evolution of the cosmos also helps us understand our place within it. If baby universes are a reality, then our existence could be just a small part of a much larger whole. What role do we play in this vast network of universes? The search for answers leads us to question not only our origin but also our destiny. Finally, the connection to human consciousness is an aspect that deserves our attention. If there are indeed parallel universes, how do they relate to who we are and how we perceive life? The existence of other worlds could offer a new perspective on consciousness and its nature, blurring the lines between what we consider real and what might be possible. As we close this chapter on baby universes, it is important to remember that the exploration of these ideas is not just about science or philosophy. It is about our innate curiosity and the desire to understand our place in the vast cosmos. The search for answers to such profound questions unites us as humanity and invites us to keep dreaming, exploring, and above all, questioning. So what does the future hold in this quest to understand baby universes? Are we ready for the revelations that could transform our view of the universe? The answer is in our hands. And the journey is just beginning. Let us keep an open mind and a heart willing to discover the secrets that the cosmos has to offer us. The adventure of exploration is just beginning, and each of us is part of this cosmic story.